Now you're at Protege Partners sometime later, and Warren Buffett and Protege make a bet around who's going to perform the S&P 500 or a basket of hedge funds that Protege selects. Walk us through how that came about and what that experience was like.
Yeah, so just to be clear, that was 10 years. I missed the first 5 years of it. I joined as a partner for the second 5 years.
So you're off the hook then, because they didn't pick the right ones. We know that.
No, it wasn't. And again, everything I'm about to say is public. My former partners have talked about it extensively and it's been written about. But we wanted to pick a basket of the world's best hedge funds, like a handful, very concentrated. But Warren wouldn't let us do that. He insisted on multiple fund of funds.
Oh, okay. Multiple fund of funds. That's hard to beat. You got fees on fees, and then you get diversification. So those two things go against your ability to perform. Otherwise, you could have picked a couple of Tiger Cubs.
And he knew that. And that wasn't unknown to Warren. Fees, correct. Fees on fees and over diversification on a look through basis. If you picture multiple fund of funds, and if you picture one fund of fund had 10 equity managers with 100 positions, that alone would be 1,000 positions. Then if you picture multiple fund of funds, you've got multiple thousand positions. And by the way, that assumed those estimates. So you picture this over diversification with high fees. No surprise we underperformed, but I think there were mitigating factors why it was a good bet for us.
It was great PR for Protege. It was great PR for Buffett. It is quite interesting. Look, if you're betting on a fund of fund, the fund of fund is selling diversification. Like, how can you possibly beat the S&P 500 if that's what you're betting on? Buffett picks his games wisely, right? He set it out from the very beginning. Well, look, he's done that before, right? In the '08 crisis when he invested in Bank of America and Goldman Sachs. He had deal terms others did not have. He defined the game that he was playing. As he says often, you got to choose which swings you take. You don't have to take all the swings. So did the PR actually help Protege? Certainly Protege is forever ensconced in people's memory banks because of this seminal bet. But was it good PR in the aftermath?
Yeah, it was great because anywhere in the world we went for that 10-year period, if they didn't know who we were, then we mentioned the Buffett bet. And then they would say, oh, that's you. And to this day, when you mention it, people still, when you mention Protege or the Buffett bet, they're still intertwined. And the other thing I'd point out is we donated, it was $1 million bet initially, but initially we each put, I think it was 400, somewhere between $250,000 and $500,000 in a zero coupon bond. And because the rate rally was so strong, it hit par. And we both agreed this is foolish or silly. There's only downside. Why would you own a zero coupon? So we each agreed to sell it and reinvest the proceeds in Berkshire stock. So it ultimately became worth $2.2 million. And that was donated to the charity of Buffett's choice because we lost, which was the Girls of Omaha. And there's this fabulous girls center that does great work to this day and for the future, which helps these girls who need help in Omaha. And he was a gentleman about it and said, even though he didn't have to, or he could have chosen the name, he named it after us. So there's the Protege Girls Center in Omaha, and the website's up and you can take a look.